The majority of people in Europe and in many other parts of the world accept evolution. The United States lags behind. Today, 4 in 10 adults in the United States believe that humans have existed in our present form since the beginning of time, and in many religious groups, that number is even higher. But thank God, Lewis, things are changing. National polls show that creationism is beginning to falter. Americans are moving more in favor of evolution. A majority of young people now endorse the scientific explanation of how humans evolved. 73% of American adults under 30 years of age expressed some sort of belief in evolution. That's a jump from 61% in 2009, the first year when the question was asked. And this change is led by young people, but it is not just the young. The overall population of Americans who believe in secular evolution has doubled since 1999 from 9% to 19%. This is how it should be discussed, right? Do you follow the scientific explanations of how humans evolved, or do you ignore the scientific explanation of how humans evolved? Rather than, we were talking last week about belief in evolution. And I think, do you subscribe to the scientific explanation or do you ignore the scientific explanation is a good way to frame the discussion.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like you can't even have a discussion with someone who believes in creationism. It's like, I don't even know what kind of comparison to make, but it's, it's like it's two completely different conversations. And now, for some reason, we're mixing the two.
And in terms of mixing conversations, there is still a movement that wants creationism taught alongside evolution in science classes. This is clearly insane. In science class, we teach scientific explanations for things. We don't also teach completely unscientific ideas. Although I do think it's fine to say, in the past, before we knew more science, there were these other ideas that dominated about the creation, how humans came to be, etc. But the idea of teaching it with the same sort of framing as evolution makes no sense whatsoever in a science class.
Yeah, I think that, when you're teaching students, K through 12 about history and things like that, it's hard to leave out religion. I mean, religion should, of course, be touched on and mentioned. I think that's kind of where it should be left. Save the religious research and the scholars, let them do their work after high school. Leave it out completely.
Or if you want your kid to learn about that, maybe you send them to Hebrew school or Catholic school or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. None of that in public schools, Dave. Nothing.